Hi everyone! Today I want to tell you a story about a boy who came to school every day, but never opened his school bag. No one really talked to him, no one asked questions, but behind that silent smile, he was carrying something much heavier than books. This isn't just about a bag, it's about the quiet struggles many children carry, unseen. So listen closely, because this story might change the way you look at others.
He was the quietest boy in school. No one had heard his voice in 3 years. He wasn't good at studies. He didn't play sports. Every day, he sat alone. He never smiled. And he always carried a large, heavy school bag. A bag no one had ever seen open. But one day, when the teacher sees that bag, the whole class broke down in tears. Anmol was in 11th grade. He came to school on time, sat on the same bench, quiet and alone. He never spoke to anyone. His eyes always looked tired, as if he hadn't slept all night. His school bag drew everyone's attention. It was huge, old, and torn at the edges, but Anmol always held it tightly. No one ever saw him open it, not to take out books, not even his lunch. "Something's definitely in that bag," whispered Anshika. "Maybe something dangerous," added Rahul. Soon the class began jokingly calling it the bomb bag. The class teacher, Mrs. Bhatnagar, had tried many times to talk to Anmol. "Do you want to talk to me?" Anmol only nodded with his head down. Never a word. One lunch break, some boys tried to pull Anmol's bag from him. "Let's see what's inside." Anmol clutched it tightly and screamed louder than anyone had ever heard. "No, don't touch it!" Everyone froze. Next day, Mrs. Bhatnagar called him to the staff room. "Anmol, you don't have to be afraid. I want to help you." And without asking, she picked up his bag. When she unzipped it, there were no books. Instead, it held an old pencil box, a photo of a broken slipper, his father's cracked glasses, a doll, and a hospital file. As she read the file, tears welled up in her eyes. It revealed 2 years ago, Anmol's parents and younger sister had died in a car crash. Since then, Anmol had stopped, frozen in time. When the kids learned the truth, the jokes ended. Anshika walked up to him and held his hand. "I'm so sorry, we didn't know." Anmol was no longer alone. Students sat with him. Rahul shared his lunch. And Anshika, she started telling him stories every day, just to make him smile. The school held a drawing contest. For the first time, Anmol participated. He drew a house, and outside it was written, "I'm still waiting." She started an emotional healing room at school, a place where kids could share feelings without fear. On the first day, Anmol read a poem. "The bag is still heavy, but now I don't carry it alone." One student asked him later, "Why do you still bring that old bag?" Anmol smiled and said, "It's not just a bag anymore. It's my story. And now, the world knows it." Time passed. Anmol was now in 12th grade. He no longer looked drained, though his eyes still held oceans. He talked, but not too much. He laughed, but not loudly. Anshika was now his closest friend. She never left his side. Some new students in 11th noticed Anmol's bag. "Still carrying a bomb, bro? Or a ghost, maybe?" Anmol smiled. He wasn't afraid anymore. This time, he replied, "Yes, but now it gives me strength, not fear." Engineering, fashion, defense, everyone had a path. Anmol, he had made a choice. He wanted to become a child counselor. "I don't want others to stay silent for years like I did," he said. "I want to listen." New place, new faces. But Anmol was ready. He enrolled in child psychology. The professor asked, "Why this field?" Anmol smiled and replied, "Because I know how silence sounds." The entire class fell silent. That old bag, it became the logo for his NGO. Don't speak, listen. Every Sunday, Anmol visited shelters, orphanages, and juvenile homes. He sat with kids. He listened. One day, he visited a government school. All kids were excited, except one. A small boy sat in a corner with a broken toy car. "What's your name?" Silence. "Are you also afraid of losing something?" Tears rolled down the boy's face. "My mom, she's never coming back, is she?" His name was Riaz. Riaz's story mirrored Anmol's. He too carried pain, locked inside. Anmol hugged him. "I know how pain cuts. but healing begins the day you unlock your bag. Now, Don't Speak, Listen had grown big. Over 300 volunteers, thousands of lives touched. Anchika joined him too. Through art therapy, she helped kids paint their pain. When words fail, colors speak, she said. Every year, on April 5, the date of his family's death, Anmol hosted a remembrance event. Kids brought an object from their bag and told its story. One girl brought her mom's bangles and said, "These remind me I'm never really alone." One day, a major news channel interviewed him. "You've built such a huge movement at just 20. How?" "Because pain doesn't care about age, and neither does love." One day, cleaning his bag, Anmol found an old letter from his mother never opened. "If one day we're not around, don't break. Don't fear people. You have a big heart, it can change the world." He framed that letter and placed it at the NGO entrance. One day, an old woman arrived at the center, tired and scared. "I'm Riaz's mother." Everyone was shocked. "But Riaz said you were..." "I was kidnapped. Escaped after years. Someone told me, my son is here." Riaz saw her and burst into tears. He turned to Anmol and said, "You said miracles happen, they just did." The NGO now had a new motto. Every bag can be unlocked if someone just sits beside it. Anmol now counseled parents too, teaching them how to understand their child's silence. With time, Anmol and Anshika's friendship blossomed into love. They got married in a small ceremony surrounded by children whose bags had been unlocked by them. At a TEDx talk, Anmol ended with a sentence that went viral. "If someone had opened my bag 3 years earlier, I wouldn't be here today. But now, I dream of opening every bag." Everyone carries a bag, not filled with books but with feelings. Sometimes, it gets too heavy to carry alone. All it takes is one person to sit next to them, to listen. "I'm here. Let's open it together."
This wasn't just a story about a school bag. It was the story of every child who smiles on the outside but hides a heavy burden inside. If there's a child like that around you, just remember one thing. Sometimes a small, "Are you okay?" can change someone's life. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to hit like and subscribe to watch more stories like this. See you in the next story. Until then, don't forget to help lighten someone's burden.